And so as you find your seated position, just beginning to settle in to your own space and taking a moment, kind of reabsorb the world around you, remembering where you are and really bringing yourself to this moment, to your space, to your mat, your body, your breath. And then settling into a stillness, a seated stillness. And you might choose to have your eyes open or closed in your seat. And allowing your tailbone to drop, your waist to settle, your rib cage to lift. Slight draw of your elbows back, feeling the shoulder blades kind of set onto your back body, broad across your chest. And lengthening your ears up, elongating through your neck. And as you find this tall posture, just noticing any spot in the back that gets a little tense or starts to contract to help you hold your posture. So can you keep the length through the spine, the posture, and soften some of those muscles that have tightened to help you sit further upright. And this way, finding a balance between effort and ease, between holding the pose and softening in to stillness. And taking a few clearing breaths here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth audibly. Big breath in, filling up your lungs, expanding. Exhale, let it go. And once more, just like that, breathing in, breathing out. Inhale again. Closing the mouth, breathe out through the nose. In and out the nose. As you breathe in, drawing the breath through the back of the throat. As you exhale, pushing out the breath, draw the belly in, emptying all the way out. Noticing how it feels to slow down, to check in. Taking 5 or 6 more breaths here. And if the mind starts to wander, gently focusing back on the breath, noticing where you feel your breath moving in the body, the chest, the belly, the throat. Noticing any areas of tension or discomfort and drawing that in as a communication from your body. Taking in all this. Was this language, this communication between your body and yourself here? Listening in, breathing out. And gently drawing your hands towards heart center. Pressing the palms together, the thumbs into the chest. As you breathe in, lift your heart up towards your hands. Exhale, bowing your head towards your heart. Honoring the life within you, honoring this moment. Focusing in your practice for this next hour. Continuing to draw our focus into the sensations of the body, the movement of the breath, clearing the way. And slowly lifting your head, lowering your hands, and opening your eyes. Welcome. And we'll start into tabletop, so you can come onto hands and knees on your mat. I'm just taking a few hip circles here, pressing your hips back towards one heel, the other heel, forward and around. Big breaths here. Inhaling fully, exhaling fully. Always focusing on the exhale. You can take a larger inhale breath. And then switching out that circle direction and heading the opposite way. You can add in any other movement, more movement through your shoulders or bend your elbows, look left and right, roll the neck. And then returning back towards a neutral tabletop, you're going to bring your knees a little bit wider than your torsos and cross your ankles. So cross your ankles, doesn't matter which ankle's on top, but one ankle over the other. And walk your hands forward about 3 inches and start to press your hips back towards your heels. Like you're coming towards easy seated pose again, kind of a cross between easy seat and child's pose. And then as your hips press back toward your heels, you'll kind of feel a point where you're going to stop, or where your hips are close to your heels and your tailbone's lengthened back. Then you can stay just as you are, or you can walk your hands forward even further, bowing your chest down to the floor, your head down. And as you breathe here, really expand the space of your armpits. Think about lengthening your elbows forward and down, and then reaching the top of your rib cage back towards your knees. Opening that space underneath your arms, press down gently through your hands, just keeping a little engagement for the tops of the shoulders as you open up the underarms. And then feel the space between your sit bones as you glide your tail back. 2 more full breaths here. And then you'll switch out the crossing of your legs. So start to come forward, back towards tabletop. Just note which leg is on top. Shift your hips forward and let your hips drop down towards the mat. Your heels rise up. You can stop in more of a plank position, holding your belly in, or you can let your hips drop down towards the mat, finding an arch through your back and a lift through your chest. Then switching out which ankle is on top. Pull your belly in tight to help you press back towards the second variation of this pose. So hips going back towards your heels once more, chest down towards the earth, opposite ankle on top. Relax the neck, letting the head rest. 3 deep breaths. Just noticing how this feels different with the opposite ankle on top, maybe noticing a difference through your hips, through your inner thighs, through your knees. As you shift back, breathe in. Exhale, breathing out. Softening. One more breath. Pulling yourself forward back to your tabletop position. Hands come back underneath your shoulders. Uncross your ankles and position your knees directly underneath your hips. Breathe in. Let your tail rise. Arch your back into cow pose. Look forward. Exhale, round. Tuck your chin. Cat pose. Breathing into cow. Let your tail lift. Belly drop. Heart forward. Exhale, round in, pull your belly in, chin to chest. Good. Twice more. Breathing in. Breathing out. Last inhale here. Exhale to round. Bring your knees to touch, legs side by side, hips back to your heels. Now, child's pose, arms stretch forward, belly rests onto the thighs. So opening deeper into the back and feeling that spaciousness around your tail once more. Walk your hands in 2 inches, look forward towards your hands, inhale, and reach the right arm up to the sky. Threading the needle, exhale, reach your right hand through your left armpit, lower that right shoulder and ear towards the mat. You can tilt forward slightly to connect your head down, or you can keep your head floating, but press the back of your right hand into the earth. Thinking about doming through your upper back or rounding through your upper back, allowing your right shoulder blade and the tip of the shoulder blade to wing away from your back body, creating space there. Breathe in. Breathe out. Switching out your arms, breathe in, open the right arm up to the sky, reach up. Right hand back to the mat, palm forward. Inhale, left arm sweeps up, open up the chest. Exhale to thread the needle, reach that left arm through the right arm, lowering that left shoulder and ear towards the mat. You can tilt your weight forward to connect your head down, or keep your hips rooted back, opening up your low back, letting your head hang, stretching your neck. Press the back of your left arm or your left forearm, back of left hand into the earth. Feeling the space between your shoulder blades expand. Can you breathe more into the backside of your lungs and use your breath to create space in your shoulders? Tuck your chin slightly, opening, breathing in, breathing out. On your next inhale, glide the left arm back to the sky, opening up. Left hand down in front of you, palm to the earth. Shift forward, breathe in, tabletop. Tuck your toes, down dog, hips up and back. Looking at your toes, find your breath here. I'm starting to feel your perspective shift as you're upside down now. Focus your eye gaze. Soft bend through the knees, heels pressing towards the floor to stretch through the back of your ankles, your calves, the back of your knees, even if the knees are bent. And then pull your belly in and help glide your hips up and back, knitting the front of your rib cage into your core, supporting your spine with the frame of the front side of your core. And then try to soften through your neck, maybe looking towards the right and the left. Rather than shaking your head, think about rotating your head on the axis of your neck, controlling the motion as you look left and right. Take that rotation a few times, looking side to side, focusing your eye gaze as you move, breathing in, breathing out. And start to walk your feet forward towards your hands, coming to the top of your mat to forward fold. For your first forward fold, bend your knees a little more deeply, draping your belly close to your thighs. You can reach for opposite elbows here and hang, continuing to lengthen through your back.
If you're feeling a little more open, maybe binding onto your big toes with your peace fingers and actively pulling the crown of your head down towards your toes. Wherever you are, tuck your belly in. Think about scooping your belly button back towards your hip creases. Then shift some of your weight forward into your toes so you're lighter through your heels, and press your hips up towards the sky. Excuse me, 2 deep breaths. You're releasing your arms towards the earth. Breathe in, halfway lift, hands come to your shins. Heart forward, shoulder blades back. Exhale, fold in, round in, forward fold. Good, twice more with your breath. Inhale to half lift, hug your shoulders back towards your hips. Exhale, fold in, round in, pull your belly towards your spine. Inhale, half lift, lengthen, tilt your weight to your toes. Exhale, fold in, round in, forehead close as you can to your shins. Pull your belly in, start to ragdoll yourself to standing. So slowly take your time to come up. Chin will be the last thing to lift. Rooting through your heels. Feeling your spine unfurl as you come all the way to the top. Rotate the palms forward, fingertips wide. Active in your stance, active with your gaze, looking forward. Clearing the path. And rooting down into your feet, notice where the weight is through your feet. Can you distribute that weight more evenly between the balls of your feet and the heels? Little engagement through the glutes. Rock some of your weight back. Pull your belly in. Lift up through the center of your heart, sternum high. Slow inhale, circle your arms wide, reach up, look up. Hands to heart center, pull in, exhale. Just like that once more. Breathe in, slow circle up, active through the whole body. Exhale, pull the hands to the heart, look forward. Inhale, sweep your arms back up. Exhale, cactus your arms, elbows wide, fingertips wide. Hold here, pause. Hips forward, engage your glutes, lift up through the center of your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades back to press the heart to the sky. Now lean all of your body weight back towards your heels. Feel your abs engage. Lift up through your chest again, look up. Start to inhale, straighten out, reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, belly towards your thighs, head hangs. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold in, round in. Bend the knees. Plant the hands, step your feet to down dog. Breathing in, breathing out. 3 deep breaths. Feeling that framing on the front side of your core. Lower ribs pulling in, neck relaxed. Shift forward, high plank pose, hold here. At any time, you can lower your knees down for more support. Think about hugging your arms in towards your torso so there's less space in your armpits, engaging through your lats and through your side body. Firm through your glutes, push your chest forward 1 inch like it's coming through your biceps, knees lowered or lifted. Keep carrying your head, so notice if you start to drop the head, pull the front of your throat towards the back of your neck. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, exhale, bend your elbows, start to lower all the way to your mat, nice and slow, knees can lower, then belly, then chest. Press the tops of the feet down into the floor, squeeze your heels towards one another, root your hips as you lift your chest. Inhale, baby cobra. Hold here for your exhale. Good, keep breathing. Keep pressing your feet down so strongly you feel your kneecaps hug into your legs. Roll your shoulder heads back and squeeze your elbows towards one another as if they're going to press together on your back body. Good. And then press your pubic bone down, lift your chest a little higher. Slow lower back to your mat. Tuck your toes, push up to plank, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out, hips up and back. Inhale. Settle in, exhale. Bend your knees, look forward between your hands, step forward or hop forward top of your mat. Breathe in, halfway lift, hands to your shins, heart forward. Exhale, fold around, forehead to your shins. Bend your knees, root to rise, arms wide, stand all the way up. Big breath in. Exhale, hands to heart center, breath out. Inhale, sweep your arms back up. Back bend, palms press together, lock your thumbs. Hips press forward, take your time here. Roll those shoulder heads back, hugging your shoulder blades towards one another as you press your heart to the sky. Keep carrying your head, tracing your eye gaze back further. Good, hips press forward, then lean your weight back to your heels to get those abs involved. Find your breath. Lift through center, breathe and reach up. Exhale, forward fold, bend the knees, belly to your thighs, head hangs. Step your left foot to the back of your mat, finding your low lunge with the right leg forward. And take the time to let your legs separate and your hips drop. Anchor down strongly through your right heel, firm through your back leg, spiking your left heel high. And dial your left heel in and down. Back foot comes to a 45, rising up to warrior one. Circle your arms up, press strongly through the front heel. And let your hips settle. Start to guide the right hip crease back. And then draw your low belly in and push your tailbone forward at your right heel. Start to square your shoulders forward to the top of your mat. Right hand grabs the left wrist, reach up and over to the right, elongating the left side. Seal the outside edge of your left foot to the mat. Feel that anchor start to lift up through the left hip, left elbow, reaching those left fingertips towards the right. Breathe and release the bind through your arms. Exhale to warrior two, opening up your arms to parallel. Check in with the right knee and right toes. Make sure the right toes point straight forward and your right knee is guiding wide. You should still be able to see that right big toe as your right knee is in line with your middle toe. Press down through your hands like you're actively pressing onto a table or pad underneath your arms. Keep guiding your tailbone down and forward, anchoring it towards your front heel. Breathe in, breathe out. Steady your eye gaze. Focus in. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Palms touch overhead, lock your thumbs, start to straighten out your front leg. Press your palms together. Now shift your hips forward, pressing your hips towards your front foot. And then lift up through the right elbow, reaching slightly back. So almost like reverse warrior, but you have a straight front leg and your arms, both arms are reaching up and back. Bring your hands to heart center, straighten out. Pull your right toes in, turning long ways on your mat. Toes in, heels out, arms wide. Bend your knees softly and begin to hinge forward at your hips, keeping a flat back. Slowly coming down, take your time, and then bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Give yourself some support here. Get really active through your legs. Press down through the balls of your feet. Feel how that lifts your sit bones. And then can you anchor back to your heels to shift your hips back further in space, feeling them move back an inch or two. Now, can you hinge forward a little bit more? Bend your elbows and draw your shoulder blades back. Kind of turtle your head out of your shoulders. Begin to bend into your left knee deeply, side lunging towards your left. You can hold right here with your hands underneath your shoulders, your right leg straight, your left knee bending. You can turn the left toes out a little bit more to get that left knee wider, really opening through the groin. Send your hips back in space, like you're trying to sit down behind you, opening the groin. And if you like, you can start to lower your hips down towards the left heel, Skandasana or side lunge. And wherever you are, long through your spine, deep through the breath, breathe in, breathe out. Maybe those right toes pop to the sky. Maybe the hands come to heart center, lifting away from the earth. Wherever you are, deep breath here. Inhale. Ground through your feet. Exhale. Walk your hands forward, back towards the top of your mat. Low lunge towards your right leg, spinning forward. Breathing in. Breathing out. Take the left palm, plant it underneath your left shoulder. Reach your right arm up, twisting towards the right. Plant your right palm back down and step forward, top of your mat. Shift your weight forward, left foot steps up. Inhale, halfway lift, flattening your back. Exhale, fold in, round in, forehead towards your shins. Bend the knees, root to rise, arms wide, stand up, breathe in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up, back bend, palms pressed together, lock your thumbs, hips forward, lift your heart. One breath here, reach up, reach back. Lift through center on your breath in, forward fold, breath out, empty your lungs. Step your right foot back, low lunge through your left leg. So feeling the sensation of splits or the thighs gliding apart, letting your hips drop. And then once you've found that separation, find your strength, root into that left heel. Feel the connection into the left hip socket. Firm your back leg, spike your back heel higher. Notice any tension in your neck. So again, pull in the front of the throat, lift through the back of your neck, draw your low belly in. Dial your back heel in and down. Warrior one, root through the front heel to rise. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale, settle in. And really pressing into your feet to feel all of those, that yielding sensation, all those muscles lifting your hips up. So this root down to lift up. Feeling this stretch through your hips, through strength. Guiding your left hip crease gently back. Square your shoulders forward. Lift through that right armpit more. And then draw your tailbone to point towards the left heel. Left hand grabs the right wrist. Reach up and over towards your left. Lengthening more through the right side body. And then focus on the right leg, sealing the outer edge of the right foot down, lifting through the right hip, right elbow. Another inhale breath here. Exhale, bend that front knee. Separate your arms, reach up, inhale. Warrior two, exhale, opening your hips towards the right, arms come to parallel. Hug the shoulder blades onto your back, proud and open across your chest, active through your fingertips. Check in with each fingertip and just noticing the sensations through your arms as you focus into each finger. Press that left knee a little wider, root back into your left heel. Rotate your chin forward towards the left shoulder. Focus the eye gaze. One more breath. Reach your arms to the sky, palms pressed together. Straighten out your front leg. Press your hips forward, shifting your hips at your left heel, and then lift up, reach back. Press your hands and your palms together as much as you can, squeezing your arms in towards your head. Press your right ribs towards your left ribs high to the sky. Keep firm and anchored through your back leg as you reach up, reach back. Start to straighten out. Bring your hands towards heart center. Turn your left toes in. Toes in, heels out. Soft bend through your knees. Arms can sweep wide to the sides as you begin to hinge forward. Coming down with a flat back. I'm going to turn around so y'all can see me. Hands come underneath the shoulders. And continue to widen through your groin. Rocking your pubic bone back, like you're lifting your pubic bone through your legs and then up to the sky. And begin to walk your hands underneath your body, through your legs, walking your hands behind you, and rounding into your forward fold. So in this round, pull your belly in, tuck through your abs, pulling your belly button in and up. If you rock your fingertips back, gazing in the same direction, bend your elbows and start to pull your upper body through your lower body. Then tilt your weight into the toes of your feet. Lift your hips a little higher. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders and start to bend into your right knee, so towards the back of your mat, into your right knee. Right toes can turn slightly out to help open that right knee wider. And then reach your hips back. Maybe your hips drop further down towards the right heel, coming towards Skandasana, side lunge. Maybe hands lift from the floor. Focusing on your breath and the strength sensation of rooting to the floor to keep yourself upright. Maybe the left toes point towards the sky. And begin to lower your hands down and walk your hands back towards the top of your mat, towards your left foot. Switch out here. Framing your left foot in your low lunge, sink your hips down. Plant the right palm underneath the right shoulder and reach your left arm up. Hug your shoulders towards one another and rotate slowly through your neck. You can always just look to the left if that feels more comfortable for your neck, or you can look all the way to the sky. And can you drop that left outer hip crease and firm again through your back leg? Start to rotate that left hand back to the floor. Shift your weight forward, step forward, top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold in and round. Bend the knees, root to rise, arms wide, stand all the way up. Cactus arms, elbows wide, fingertips wide, hips forward. One breath here. Squeeze the back body, lift the chest. Exhale. Inhale, lift through center, stand up. Chair pose. Bend your knees. And arms reaching towards the sky. Rotate the pinkies in and the thumbs out. Then heel to your feet closer together. Bring your big toes to touch. Big toes touch. Maybe there's some space between your heels, but you're squeezing your legs together, feeling that inner thigh line tighten. And then try to scoop your glutes underneath you, like you're hugging them gently together and providing a seat for which you're sitting down into. And as you feel that wrap of your legs, this root through your low body, feel the lift up through your upper body. So you're creating this space in your low back, accentuating its natural curve as you anchor down through the muscles in your legs and reach your rib cage high. Very energetic pose, full breaths here. Soften your gaze. Notice any tension in your face, your jaw, your eyes. Can you soften there as you strengthen down into your legs and reach up through your upper body? Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, straighten your legs, reach up. Forward fold, bend your knees, lower all the way down. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold in, step your feet back, down dog. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, high plank, shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way down. Bend your elbows, maybe lowering your knees first, then belly, then chest. Anchor your feet, lift your chest, baby cobra. Breathe in. Exhale, slow lower. Twice more, baby cobra, lift, breathe in, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Once more, inhale, little to no weight in your hands. Slow lower, exhale. Tuck your toes, breathe in, press up, plank, down dog, press back. 3 breaths. See if you can walk your feet back a little further, lengthening out your down dog. And make sure that your feet are not wider than your hips. So your feet are a little closer together, and your hands are the opposite. So they're at least as wide as your shoulders, if not wider. You press your chest towards your thighs. Scoop your low ribs in. Relax your neck. Can you get your heels a little closer to the mat? Look forward between your hands, bend your knees. Step forward, breathe in, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold round. Bend the knees, root to rise. Stand up, big breath in. Hands to heart, slow breath out. Shift your weight into your right leg. Bend your left knee up. So weight comes into the right leg, bend the left knee up. And you can actually look down or use your hands to check in to make sure your hips are level. So as you lift the left knee, the left hip might try to hike up. Just drop through that left outer hip and make sure the front of your hip bones are generally in one line or level towards the floor. And try to keep that left hip planted as you lift higher through the left knee. And then notice where the weight is through the right foot. Can you ground down through the big toe? Feel the ball of the foot anchored, and then just lean back enough to where some of your weight drops through your heel. Hands to heart center. And begin to bend your right knee and bring your left ankle to the top of your right knee. So creating a figure 4 with your legs. You can always use a wall beside you for balance. And begin to bend your standing leg or your right leg. So it doesn't matter how much you bend the standing leg or how far you come down. We're taking this kind of pigeon variation through the legs, right? So we're stretching here. And to get that stretch, widen the left sit bone away from the right sit bone. Anchor down through that right heel again. Maybe you can bend the standing leg more, challenging your balance. And getting your left shin more to parallel with the floor. Lengthen that right hip crease back to square your hips forward to the top of your mat. Slowly start to stand yourself back up. Lift the left knee back up. Straighten your right leg.
and gently lower your left foot back to your mat. Feet hip width distance. Breathe in, reach your arms up.
Right hand grabs the left wrist, side bending up and over to the right. And switch it out. Breathe in through center, reach up. Exhale, side bend to the left hand, right wrist. Inhale, lift through center, look up. Good, hands to heart center. Check in with your feet, both toes pointing forward or all toes. Shift your weight to your left leg and bend your right knee up. Pausing here, finding your balance. And checking in with your hips. You want the pelvis as neutral as possible, that right outer hip dropping as the right knee lifts up. Can you connect your tailbone towards the left heel? Like you're reaching your tailbone down and pressing down through the left heel so that the left inner thigh lifts up towards your tail. Hands to heart center. And take your time as you start to cross that right ankle towards the top of your left knee or left thigh. And begin to bend into your standing leg, finding that figure 4 shape. Press your hips back in space, like chair pose. Draw your low belly in for balance, as well as spaciousness in your low back. As you sink a little lower, use your eye gaze and focus on a particular spot in the room. Keep your gaze focused there and sit down a little deeper. 2 breaths. Good. Square your hips forward, left hip back, right hip forward. And start to stand yourself back up, bringing the right knee up towards your chest. Straighten out your left leg. Start to lower your right leg down, right foot to the floor. Breathe in, circle your arms up. Back bend, palms pressed together, hips forward. 1 breath here, reach up, reach back. Exhale, lift. Inhale, reach up. Forward fold, all the way down, empty the lungs. Step your feet to down dog. Inhale. Exhale. And breathe in. Reach your right leg up and back. Pause here. So you're in 3-legged dog. You're pressing actively through your hands. Relaxing your shoulders. Little bend through your elbows will help you drop the shoulders back. Now lift through your left outer hip and try to keep your right toes pointed towards the floor so your hips are squared to your mat. Reach back through that right heel. Now keep the right hand planted just where it is, and can you come to your left fingertips? Can you walk your left fingers back towards your left heel? Walking the left hand back towards the left leg, so without moving the right hand. It sounds super easy, it's super challenging. So maybe your hand can come halfway down the mat. Maybe you can grab onto the left leg. And then go ahead and lower that left hand down and gently lower your right leg down. So back to down dog, breathe in. Breathe out. And then left leg lifts up, breathe in. Breathe out. Soft bend through the elbows, shoulders relax onto your back body. Lift through that right outer hip, left toes pointed towards the floor. Kick back through the left heel, firm that leg. Good. Keep your left hand planted just where it is, and can you come up onto your right fingertips? Can you walk the right hand halfway down the mat?
Can you reach your right hand for your right leg? Start to lower your left leg back down, down dog. Inhale, shift forward, high plank. Exhale, lower all the way to your belly. Inhale, baby cobra. Heart lifts, feet anchor. Exhale, lower down. Take your hands wider than your mat. Fingertips down, elbows up to the sky. And then breathe and lift your chest up. Twist towards your left, breathe out. So right shoulder head dips down towards your mat. Left shoulder blade hugs towards the spine. Gaze over the left elbow. And then lift through your chest a little bit more. Breathe here. Come back through center. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, twist towards your right. So looking over the right elbow, left shoulder head rolls forward and down. Right shoulder blade hugs towards your mid-spine. Chest lifts a little higher, rotating your gaze back. Breathe here. Inhale, unwind, lift through center, look forward. Lower down all the way. Hands underneath the shoulders, press to tabletop or all fours. Child's pose, hips back towards your heels. Breath in. Breath out. Let your head relax down. Reach your arms back now towards your heels. So as your arms reach back, the shoulder blades start to separate. Tucking the chin slightly towards the throat. And then breathing into your upper back. Trying to expand that space around your spine, between your shoulders. And take 3 deep breaths here. Letting the weight of your body hang towards the earth. And slowly roll yourself to a seat. So you'll be sitting onto your heels. Just going to sit yourself up. So seated on your heels, go ahead and interlace your hands towards the base of your spine. And as you interlace, breathe here. And try not to do much more. So simply interlace your hands and then breathe. And just notice where you feel sensation, where you feel tension. If you need to, you can take easy seated pose here for your knees, if that's preferable. We're going to take a moment just to allow the front of the chest to negotiate with the breath and with this bind through the arms. Noticing where we can soften, maybe taking a few neck rolls here. Just making half circles with the chin across the chest, or maybe full circles. Maybe the chin lifts all the way up to the sky. And just notice any tight spaces, maybe pausing and taking a breath in those places where you feel sensation, where you feel more. And then return your head to a neutral position, look forward, and shift your fist, the interlaced hands, towards your left ribs. So come towards the left ribs. Now both elbows are bent. And begin to squeeze your elbows towards one another. As you squeeze your elbows back, breathe in across your chest again. You can imagine you have a giant grapefruit and you're squeezing or juicing out that grapefruit between your elbows. And then pull your waist back. Try to relax your tail down and squeeze your elbows again. Lift through your chest, breathe in, breathe out. And drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. One more breath here. Good. And then move the fists towards center or towards your tailbone. Reach down. Reach through your fists almost past your tailbone, trying to start to straighten your arms. So maybe your arms straighten or maybe there's still a bend there. And then begin to move that fist, the interlaced hands, towards your right ribs now. So towards the right side as best you can. And then squeeze the palms together. So your wrists may be bent, your elbows will be bent. And then squeeze the elbows towards one another. Especially hug that left elbow towards the right elbow. Right? It's the one that's a little harder to engage. And then lift through your chest, squeeze those elbows back. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And the bigger your breath here to the front of the chest, the more that openness you start to feel, the more stretch, the more sensation. Relax the waist, settle your rib cage above your hips. And then drop right ear towards right shoulder. One more breath here. Release your binds, lower your hands, and then we'll come to a seated pose. So easy seat, and kick the legs forward. So legs forward. I'm slowly gonna lie back. And you can do this however you like. You can take a slow lower, or you can reach down towards your feet and then start to pull your belly in and C-curve your way down. And as you come all the way down, relax your head. Take a breath. Bend your knees, heels to the earth, feet hip-width distance, palms down to your sides. Rock your shoulder blades underneath for bridge pose. Lift your hips up. Root through your heels, lengthen your knees forward. Maybe you interlace your hands behind your back. And releasing your binds, slowly articulate this roll of your spine back to your mat. Hips down. Heel toe your feet to touch, right leg up and over your left. Try to eliminate the space between your thighs as you close your legs. And offset your hips to the right about 2 inches. Draw your knees into your chest. Arms wide into a T or a V position. Start to lower your knees towards the left side. Rolling onto your left hip. Now, if it's too much tension through the mid-spine, take your right hand and just bring it onto your right ribs or your right hip and just let that right elbow hang back behind you. If it's too much for your hips, you can always uncross your legs. So you just have your knees stacked, heels stacked. Or you can keep the legs crossed and the arms into that V or T position, gently guiding your gaze towards your right hand, towards the right side. And get really big through the belly now with your breath. Expanding through the midline as you breathe in, twisting, breathing out. And begin to unwind your legs.
Unwind your twist, coming back towards center. Take a little bridge lift between to reset. Hands down to your sides. Heels walk into your buttocks. Shoulder blades tuck back. Lift your hips up. Find the height of your bridge. Root through the heels. Lift a little higher. Articulate that roll back to the mat, lowering your spine down. Heel toe the feet to touch. Legs together. Left leg up and over the right. Squeeze the thighs together. Engaging the front side, opening, widening across your low back. Picking the hips up, offset them to the left about 2 inches, arms wide to a T. Lift your knees in towards your chest first, and then begin to lower your knees towards the right. So your thigh bones are a little more perpendicular to the spine. You can always take this left arm with you as you roll to the right side, preventing any stress on the mid-spine as you allow this rotation to start from the lowest part of the spine and gently track its way up towards the shoulders. Now, if you're feeling open here, you want some added sensation, keeping that left arm extended to the left. Placing your eye gaze in the same direction as the left hand. Breathe in, expand through the belly. Exhale, softening into your twist. When you're ready, unwind your legs, unwind your twist, come through center. Maybe you take a little bridge lift, happy baby, our knees to chest, or simply extend one leg and then the other. Bringing your hands to your low belly or to your sides. Breathe in, let your belly rise. Exhale, belly falls towards the spine. Inhale, feel your heart and chest rise up. Exhale, shoulders drop back. Breathe in as if down into your toes and out of your toes. Breathe into your fingertips and out of your fingertips. Feel your legs soften, your hips sink, your shoulders roll down and back. All the tension melting from your face. Your jaw slacks in. Your eyes roll to the back of your head. And you feel your breath circling your body. And beginning to find some subtle movements through your fingers, through your toes. Rocking your chin side to side, massaging the back of your head into the mat.
Circling your wrists, your ankles, bending one knee and the other. When you're ready, rolling to one side, left or right. Curling in, rounding in, knees to your chest, forehead to your knees. Breathe in. Breathe out. In your own time, making your way slowly towards a seat. Finding your posture, finding your ease. Feeling your grace. And taking your hands to heart center, breathe in, lifting your heart up. Exhale, bowing your head down. Feeling this clear channel you've created. Thank you all for joining me in practice today. Thank you. Namaste.